The Galactic Council Chamber was a marvel of interstellar engineering. Suspended in the vacuum of neutral space, the spherical auditorium shimmered with light from over 100 star systems. Delegates of every species sat in layered rings of floating seats, some gelatinous, some crystalline, some entirely mechanical. It was a place meant for diplomacy, peace, and order. And today, it was silent. All eyes were fixed on the human at the center, a species once mocked, dismissed, and underestimated. President Elena Riker of the Terran Union stood straight, hands clasped behind her back, her voice crisp as a laser beam. "You attacked our home," she said again, not shouting but louder than any explosion. A ripple moved through the chamber tentacles. Titan wings fluttered, antennae quivered. The Zacharel ambassador, whose species had spearheaded the so-called neutral strike, clicked his mandibles. "President Riker, the Council authorized a preventive action. Earth's increasing. Militarization. Save it," Riker interrupted. "We heard your excuses when you sent a black hole bomb toward New Nairobi. When our orbital city over Tokyo fell, killing millions, you claimed it was a calibration error." She took a step forward, her boots ringing against the obsidian floor. "But now, you've made it clear. This wasn't fear. This was fear of us, of what we've become." Behind her, Admiral Kwan of the Terran Navy stood in full dress uniform, hands resting calmly on his belt, silent, unshaken. And behind him, two tall armored figures stood motionless, Gen 6 Terran sentinels, artificially enhanced, born from war and rebuilt by loss. Weapons and witnesses both. The Council's high speaker, a glowing, shifting cloud of sentient gas called Varlin, pulsed blue in embarrassment. "We underestimated your people, your resilience, but aggression is not the galactic way." "Then, why is it always directed at us?" Riker said, eyes scanning every delegation. "Why are we the species you test weapons on? Why are we the ones you restrict from settling new systems, even after we terraform them ourselves?" The silence deepened. "Because you know what we are," she continued. "You saw our birth in the fires of our own wars. You watched us crawl through centuries of conflict, only to rise unified. You wanted a divided Earth. You wanted a weak humanity. And when we didn't stay down, you tried to put us down yourselves." A projection lit up beside her images of the bombed Martian colonies, of children pulled from the wreckage on Europa, of the burning forest on the terraformed moon of Kepler 7 2D. The audience flinched. "We have always been willing to extend a hand," she said. "But now we close it into a fist." Gasps, growls, sparks of bioluminescence flickered through the Council like wildfire. The Council security head, a quadrupedal brute from the Asker Dominion, stepped forward. "Is this a declaration of war?" "No," Elena said sharply. "It's a declaration of truth." She turned slowly, letting the words settle. "From this moment forward, Earth is not your pawn. The Terran Union withdraws from the Galactic Compact. All trade, all military pacts, all diplomatic obligations, we sever them." Effective immediately. Chaos erupted. Delegates shouted in. A dozen languages translated instantly by the chamber AI. Threats, demands, confusion. Someone screamed in ultrasonic. The Krith ambassador started vibrating violently, which apparently meant outrage. Another delegate tried to accuse humanity of destabilizing the galaxy. President Riker waited until it died down. "You pushed us into isolation," she said. "Now you'll deal with what isolation made us." Admiral Kwan stepped forward and held up a small holographic projector. A fleet projection blinked into view. Not the Terran fleet of last year. No, this was newer, bigger. Our third-generation gravity drives. Our singularity hubs, 24 planetary defense networks. And yes, orbital kinetic platforms. We don't need your tech anymore. We don't even need your star maps. We've already found systems beyond your reach." The image shifted, showing a habitable planet deep in uncharted space. Human cities already built, thriving. You tried to keep us caged, Riker said. We built a galaxy. Out of your luck. One of the smaller council members, a reptilian scholar from the Metric Alliance, croaked out, What do you want from us? Riker smiled. Just a little nothing. She turned and began walking back toward her delegation. You wanted to break us. Instead, you remind us who we are. Admiral Kwan followed, speaking for the first time. We came here to give you a warning. We won't be attacked again. Not without consequences. As they reached the chamber doors, President Riker stopped and looked over her shoulder. You attacked our home? Never forget you taught us how to fight. We just became better at it than you ever imagined. The doors hissed shut behind them. The Galactic Council remained frozen, rattled by the storm they themselves had summoned. In that moment, they finally understood the message. Humanity had arrived. And they were no longer asking permission.